you are a startup and you have 10 engineers and you are building a single application and maybe only have a handful of services that construct that application, I would seriously pause before going in on Kubernetes. Why? Because the system is so complex that the amount of time that you're going to take building, tending to, learning about, operating, upgrading, it's going to be a very expensive thing. Use simpler cloud primitives. Use auto scale groups. Use Lambda. Don't jump into the Kubernetes bandwagon because people, I mean, it's a hot topic. And I'm sure it's very lucrative for people out in the industry to know it. But when you're like young, like I think you should take a step back and look at the basics. Okay, I have an application I need to run. I have a database. I have a file system. Well, there are cloud products out there that you can provision immediately and hook them together and get going. You don't need Kubernetes right now. Like when you are gigantic and you have tens of engineering teams and they're all trying to figure out like how to, run their production systems in a way that is consistent, in a way that saves money, then that makes a whole lot of sense. Because now you're able to standardize. That's like the platform engineering angle. But I wouldn't recommend touching it for that. Though I will provide a counter example just to be fair. It can be really good for CI/CD mechanisms. Just to spin up test dev environments, you're able to get stuff up in a matter of seconds rather than the time it can take to even spin up a VM. So there are niche cases where a Kubernetes cluster in the corner somewhere could actually be really useful. But for running prod, I would wait until you are large enough where it makes sense and you are willing to pay a team to run, maintain, operate, monitor, because it's a production system. It is an infrastructure service.
Yep. Well, I mean, definitely appreciate that insight. And maybe, two quick things. Any final thoughts? And hey, how do people get in touch with you?
Oh, absolutely. So my website is certomodo.io. That's CERTOMODO.io. I'm also available on LinkedIn as Amin Astaneh. I'm always looking for clients. So definitely check me out. And if you're interested in me jumping in your team or in your company to help you better run your production systems, I am here and I'm available.
Awesome. Well, internally grateful to you, Amin. Thanks everybody for joining.